How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the Stoppage Time Stooges podcast. I'm back after a brief absence, along with my good friends Christian, Jacob, Ricardo. We got through the stupid Copo. We escaped. Real escaped, more specifically. City of Frauds, as we all well know. They cannot play at the Bernabeu. They cannot. Kylian Mbappe owns that poverty franchise. So I think Ricardo and I we've been in good moods. This weekend we weren't. But
yeah.
We won't talk Betis. We won't talk Betis.
No.
We won't talk about Anthony and Johnny Cardoso and Isco.
You didn't have to say it. Didn't have to say him.
We won't talk about that. But in terms of Champions League form, we've been looking pretty good. Pretty good. How are y'all feeling today?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
How are you doing?
It's a stress-free weekend.
I think you already know how I'm doing. It's a great night. It's Oscars night. We're taping this. I can't stand the Oscars, so that's why I'm not watching. But I'll catch the clips, I'm sure. Jacob, I know, is a big Oscars guy.
I mean, that's what I'm not watching because we're doing this. But
he was questionable on the injury report.
Yeah. I had to keep it suspenseful, like a good film. So
Oh,
how about that? Why not? Now you want to know you didn't ask me how I'm doing, but I'm going to say it. You know what I'm doing?
I did. I asked everyone. That was
don't.
Come on now.
I okay. Well, it's good. The
here.
answer is actually good.
Oh. That might be a first time adjective on the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Probably.
Jacob's defying gravity.
Yeah.
I know that happened. All right. I'm wearing in honor of his goal today. Jacob, say it.
Artemi Panarin.
There you go.
The bread man.
That's the first and last Rangers reference of the episode. And boys, today we've had stuff happen. We've had Brighton. We won't talk about them today, but Brighton had a massive win against Newcastle in the FA Cup. Newcastle once again frauds, but Danny Welbeck owns that poverty club.
No.
But today I figure we'll just talk Champions League. We got the round of 16 starting up this week, the first legs for everyone. And we don't have much time, so I figure we'll just do that. We'll go through all these matches. We'll give some if I could speak, aggregate score predictions, and we'll have some fun. So as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube or the video version on Spotify, we have a ticker going at the bottom. Ricardo, so this is after the stupid Copo. I hate the Copo, the knockout playoff. Can we be more creative?
Oh, that's
why do we have to draw us for everything?
I'm like, you keep saying Copo. What does that mean?
Copo. That's the Copo.
Well, get with the program.
Well, I am now.
Ricardo was in first after the Copo, including a correct score from what I understand.
Let's go.
So good job, Ricardo. Jacob in second. And Christian and I tied at 3. Oh, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun.
You can bounce.
So that's the live standings. We got that out of the way. We'll keep it, running at the bottom, just to inflate our egos, specifically Ricardo's.
Jacob had a request, so ideas do.
I didn't want to mention it, but I think it's the first time someone who's come in second has requested to leave their, score up.
Silver's a nice color.
Weird. Okay. Fair, I guess. But tell you what, let's get right into the matches. First one we have. So Brugge beat up on Atalanta. Shocking. I had Atalanta. I thought just considering their recent success in Europe, You wouldn't expect them to lose to a Belgian club like Bruges. But props to them. They really played well. And now they have on their next round I don't want to say formidable Premier League side, because Villa's, been, kind of the mid upper echelon team, if that makes any sense this season. Potential upset alert, perhaps, I'm hearing from some people in here. So how do we feel about this matchup?
I mean, it's definitely there's potential for an upset. I mean, I know I didn't predict an upset last round, but I said I have a weird feeling about Club Brugge. Maybe that's just a one-off thing. But considering that they did beat up on Atalanta and home and away, I mean, they're playing with house money, so I wouldn't be shocked if there was an upset, but I think overall Villa has more quality, better players.
You think?
Even if they're not playing.
I was just going to say.
Sorry. But they do have better players, a better squad.
Ollie Watkins can't start for Bruges.
Even if they might not be playing at their
Terrible.
best right now. So it's really a matter of team. I mean, Club Brugge clearly proved that they play really well together as a team. And Villa's little, I don't know, I don't want to say struggling, but
they're shaky.
No, I think
they're untrustworthy.
Yeah,
no, they are
hit or miss.
They're very mid. Very mid.
I mean, they lost 4-1
in the league.
Yeah.
In the context of the Premier League, they're mid. We can go. With that.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
I can see the vision, because I mean we saw what they did in that second leg in Bergamo. They just hit on the counter over and over again, and I mean they scored a goal at the end of the first half to pretty much shut down any comeback. They did get some luck. That first leg penalty that was given at the end of stoppage time definitely helped them, but they took advantage of it. And then Lookman missed a penalty, which was obviously very heavily criticized by his manager, and that was a big miss. So they definitely have the ingredients to cause an upset, definitely by seeding. But my reason behind picking Aston Villa, and I guess I'll go in my prediction, is they have two more match winners in their team now, in Marco Asensio and Marcus Rashford. And Asensio, Ricardo's talked about it on a couple occasions privately. He has been unreal since going to England. I don't know where he pulls out this magic. Unai Emery has got him playing at a supreme level right now. So when you bring him in, Rashford coming off the left, Morgan Rogers through the middle, Watkins obviously has his pedigree. I think they just have enough attacking talent to deny a second upset in a row. I think Aston Villa having the second leg at home really helps them. But again, I said it last time. Club Brugge showed a lot of fight against Man City in their last league phase game. Then obviously played really well over two legs against Atalanta. But I have Aston Villa going through 3-2, which kind of shows how close I personally think it is. And I think Ricardo kind of echoes the same way.
Yeah. I'll just throw my prediction out there. I'll say
throw it up.
5-3. 5-3. I was tempted to 4-3, but I think Villa just squeaks another goal in the end.
Yeah. Jacob, you go.
Sure. I mean, they already lost to Bruges. I mean, I think we're forgetting that. They already played Bruges, and they lost to them already. So I understand that's a while ago. I understand they didn't have Asensio and Rashford then. But they proved they can beat this team already. And, I mean, let's be honest. I know Villa beat Bayern. What else have they done in the Champions League that's been that impressive? I mean, they lost to Monaco. Okay, they drew Juventus. What else? I mean, they beat Celtic. Whoop-de-doo. I mean, I'm supposed to get fired up that they beat Celtic? I mean, it's not a very impressive resume. Now, again, that's not necessarily their fault, but it's not like they've gone out there and beaten a bunch of great teams.
Yep.
So, I think they can easily be had. I'm picking Bruges. I think it's going to be 1-1, and Bruges wins in penalties.
Okay, I don't know about that one, but Bruges, fine. But that Lobo.
Excuse me, thought you almost picked them to win before we started.
Yeah, I said almost.
Well, yeah, but you can't talk.
Jake
I don't know about
a lot
that.
of missed chances over 2 legs. That's what he's thinking.
Yeah, that is exactly what I think is going to happen.
This isn't like the prime.
I mean, have you seen Ollie Watkins? It's not like he's lighting the world on fire this year.
I'm just, that's I don't know. I thought you were gonna say like a 3-2.
And you don't think Rashford's good to miss a sitter?
No, but he can score a worldie too. So
what's more likely?
Rashford
more likely.
No, Asensio scoring. Sorry, that's more likely.
Yeah,
there we go.
Asensio gets the miss.
I've always had a soft spot for Asensio, but I don't know. I think that the Villa.
Whoa! Hey, hang on. Pause. Soft spot for Asensio after he single-handedly beat Chelsea.
You think I enjoyed that?
Maybe.
He does the second team.
You know one of the reasons why I was doing good is because I didn't have to watch them this weekend because they weren't playing. That helped. And they beat Southampton. They finally won a.
We know it's your Real Madrid love. I know.
Exactly. I remember when he scored a goal. I think it was like the Copa del Rey, and they were wearing those the turquoise jerseys. Remember those?
Yeah.
They should have never stopped wearing those jerseys.
No, they were great.
Yeah, pretty nice. Yeah.
And didn't he like do the thing? Or no, that was Ronaldo where he held. I thought he maybe.
No, he just like held his shirt up like.
Oh, he did that. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it. That's my king. I'm telling you.
We love Marco Asensio.
I love him. More than Arda, more than Camavinga.
Yep. Well, Arda hates us now, so
I don't care.
So Christian, so wait, 1-1. That's your final prediction, and then penalties for Bruges.
Correct.
Wow. Wow.
Mr. Emi Martinez, the best goalie in the world, is gonna be beat on penalties.
Jacob's backing Simon Mignolet, former Liverpool goalkeeper.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm.
He didn't lose the Champions League final all those years ago.
We're not on Liverpool yet.
Well, I don't know. I mean, hey, you used to play there, didn't he?
No comment. Let's get on it.
Yeah. Christian, what was your prediction again? I just want to double check.
3-2 to Aston Villa.
Okay, thank God. So I had 4-3 to Villa. I think there will be some goals scored by Bruges. I do think, especially this season, Emi Martinez has not looked that great. This season, I know Jacob liked that take. He's not been great. So I think Bruges will be able to score. That's not a concern of mine. I'm more concerned of how they're going to defend the quality of Villa's players. I don't care if I don't care if Ollie Watkins isn't in his best form. This is Club Brugge we're talking about here. You should still be able to score, against them. Morgan Rogers, does Bruges have an answer for someone the size and strength of Morgan Rogers pacing down the wing? Like I don't see an answer from Bruges. I think they'll keep it tight. They had a very respectable performance against Atalanta. And I think that can translate, but I don't think they'll be able to squeak through an end, and that's why I have Villa 4-3. Close, respectable. They're not going down embarrassed, but I think it's just Villa has to make it through. If they get knocked out by Bruges in the round of 6, it's a total embarrassment for Villa. Forever fraudulent. Total embarrassment. So, and Unai Emery. Oh, I don't want to hear it about Unai Emery if they get knocked out by Bruges. Don't want to hear it. Moving on to the next match. I think that's enough of that. We have. I'm about to cry. My favorite Eredivisie side, PSV. PSV Eindhoven. My guys against
the mighty Arsenal.
Arsenal.
Mighty's one way to describe it.
I did this for a reason.
I'm just telling the people that aren't watching YouTube.
The dustiest trophy case.
No, Spurs is dustier, but
well they're
in a different tier of their own.
Yeah,
no, I know.
I mean, they're like the stepchild to the step to like they're like the eighth. They're like at the bottom. I'm sorry. We
got there eventually.
Their trophy case is the tomb that they're building for Arsene Wenger.
They are the Buffalo. Here's a hockey reference. They are the Buffalo Sabres of soccer.
The Sabres. Well, so that means they could beat the Rangers 8-0 or 8-2.
I mean, yeah, that's not hard.
I want to forget that. All right. Do we? I don't know. PSV's dealing with a lot of injuries, as we well know right now. Our guy Ricardo Pepi is out. Of course, the whole season Dest has been out. But they've made it to this point. They've made it to the round of 16. And Arsenal have proven to be fraudulent
and have injuries
in these stages, also with injuries as well. Who is their striker? Who is Arsenal's striker? So they are. I think both these clubs are not formidable, vulnerable. And I could see a potential upset here. I really could. But before I give my prediction, I'll let everyone else go first. Whoever wants to hop in.
I'll go right away. PSV's winning this tie.
Wow.
I like it.
I love it.
I don't see any match winners for Arsenal right now. That's the problem. That is the sole issue. They have the defense. They have midfielders. But again, Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard really haven't played well this season. Mm-hmm. So their midfield's not really solidified. Sure, their defense is good, and they have set-piece abilities. That's great. But is it going to be Mikel Merino at their number 9? Is it going to be – I've heard a lot of Arsenal fans talk about Calafiori playing as a unique number 9 because he got movement that, maybe fits the billing. So that just tells you everything you know about Arsenal's troubles right now. I mean, if you're looking for a match winner, the most likely option is maybe Ethan Nwaneri, a 17-year-old. Like, it's just not enough, in my opinion. I just don't think they have enough goals over 2 legs. And like we talked about with Club Brugge, PSV were suffocating Juventus over 120 minutes in that second leg. And that's what won them the tie. So I could see something very similar with Luke de Jong, being kind of that hold-up number 9 and having Noah Lang and Bakayoko playing off of him. I think they have enough. I really do. I think there's so many good players in this PSV team. I know they got a couple injuries, but they've shown that they can withstand that. So I have PSV going 3-2.
I have a weird feeling this can be unanimous.
I think Ricardo might be the most hesitant one here.
I am very hesitant about it. But this is such a typical this is a disappointing Arsenal way to go out because they always go through this.
It's great, isn't it? Isn't it great?
But it's like even if they get past this round, that's as far as they're advancing. So
they're gonna.
Is it better if they get farther and then lose, or is it better if they lose now?
Honestly, I don't think it really matters.
I mean, earlier
Yeah, you're
for the
probably
injury's sake, I guess.
The only thing that could be helpful for them is if they get through and maybe Saka or Martinelli can like potentially make it back for a quarterfinal, but they'd be rushing them. This season's done and dusted for them. I mean, out of a Carabao Cup, out of
Here we go.
He's crowned Liverpool champion.
Whoa, hold on.
Here we go. Congrats.
I hate to say this, but you better not blow the title to Arsenal. You better not.
Thank you, fans.
It won't be Arsenal.
You can blow it to Forest. That'd be a lot of fun.
God. I'm.
We need to come back to you.
Yeah, come back to me.
Oh man. Well, I can tell you right now my prediction.
I can as well.
Yeah.
PSV 3-1. I think Arsenal's only going to score 1 goal. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to be down. They're going to be down. 80th minute, second leg. Raheem Sterling's going to take a free kick. Goes 50 yards north of the crossbar.
I've seen those before.
That's what's going to happen. That's going to be the closest they get.
Jesus.
I don't know how they're going to generate anything. I'm really high on PSV. Noah Lang, watch out for Noah Lang. 8 assists this year, 6 goals. Watch him on the wing. This guy is so dynamic. He's involved with, it seems like every goal. Like literally, even when he doesn't get an assist, he ends up with a hockey assist for PSV. He's involved with every single chance they create. It's insane. So keep an eye on Noah Lang. I'm very high on him, and I could see him making a move this summer even. But I think it's crazy to say, but PSV really got Arsenal at the perfect time, and they got to pounce on it. I think they will. So 3-1 PSV.
All right, Jacob.
Jacob's over there sleeping on Arsenal.
You're damn right I am. I'm clicking the snooze button constantly. Folks, this is what they do. They crumble. Mini Mike Mikel, he always crumbles when it matters the most. This guy lost to Man U at home. Man U now, who stink. I mean, when the going gets tough, it gets rough for Arsenal because they just can't figure it out. They can't grind it out. And look, am I biased because I hate Arsenal? Yes. And I'm not afraid to admit it. But I don't care. PSV 2-1 on aggregate.
Oh, God.
It's not that deep.
No, I think it is. This to me reminds me sort of last year when they had to face Porto.
Oh, all right.
And those games dragged. They were both pretty low scoring games. I'm pretty sure it went to penalties if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So I think it's gonna go to that. It's gonna go to penalties. This would be such an Arsenal way to go through it, just like the dumbest way through pens. And I'm going to pick it. I'm going to pick Arsenal. I'm going to be the lone wolf and pick them to advance on penalties, 2-2, the aggregate score. But, yeah, I say that's the only way they get through pens.
Just going to say this. Forget context. Forget all context when I say this. This is straight propaganda. Never forget PSV is one of Liverpool's 4 losses this season. Don't forget context, like I said. Forget context.
Thank you for reminding Christian of
Never
that.
forget.
I like to
Never forget.
Honestly, I got to be honest. The only match this season I haven't watched because it was the most meaningless game during that window.
Yep.
Forget context. Forget everything.
Context forgot.
One of Liverpool's 4 losses this season.
Yeah. Lone wolf here.
Lone wolf. You got to do the howl.
I'm not doing it.
That would be so.
I'll wake everyone up in the house.
Fair.
You wouldn't do it
Absolutely.
during daytime, but that's okay. I wouldn't do it
Well,
either.
daytime I would, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I'm
Reverse.
you're alone.
Reverse.
No, I don't know. I didn't think you would want to do it. That's all. I wouldn't do it. I too much shame.
Okay, that means Jacob, you know what's happening. Can't wait for you to have one score where you're by yourself.
Oh,
That won't happen.
that won't happen because me and Ricardo are going to get aligned at some point.
Yeah,
It always
it's
happens.
inevitable.
Yeah.
All right, so 3-1. Wow, almost Ricardo.
Minority.
Couldn't join the dark side. We're just trying to have fun, Ricardo. Okay.
You know this means he's going
you're
to
like
be
Roger.
right.
He's gonna. Yeah.
This is like Sunday Night Football when everyone except one person.
I'll say this though: if they get the penalties, I think Benitez, the goalkeeper for PSV, underrated keeper. Very underrated. I believe he's Argentinian.
He is.
Moving on. In order of match days,
God.
Borussia Dortmund, Lille. Talk about the biggest nothing match. This is the one I won't be watching. To be fair, there's only one match.
No
I'll
feel for
be
this game
watching
whatsoever.
No, you see, I've been somewhat rooting for Dortmund because of my guy Pascal Gross, my Brighton boy. I love him to death, but I have no read. I have no read on this. I sincerely don't. This might be the most equal, even. I mean, I guess. I mean, other than the two derbies, the most equal, even match we could have.
I'm just gonna throw a prediction out there because I don't care to actually spend much time on it.
Yeah.
I'll just say I feel like there's gonna be a lot of goals in this because Dortmund, everything seems chaotic with them. So I'm just gonna keep going with that, and I'm gonna say they advance 5-4 against Lille, even though the second leg is in France. But I'm still taking Dortmund. I'm picking chaos.
Chaos, Christian.
I tend to agree with you on the chaos portion. I don't agree with the matchup. The winner though. My one hesitation on Lille, which again I think makes it kind of a straight 50-50. If you look at their goal scorers for the season, so reliant on Jonathan David to put the chances away. The good thing is for them that he does that all the time though. So I think Dortmund's
striker.
Yeah. Dortmund's just not playing well this season. And they've done some good things in the Champions League. I give them credit for that, but I think their Bundesliga form is going to carry over in this two legs. Lille is a team that's been able to knock off some big ones in this competition. I believe both Madrid teams in the Champions League. They might have another big win as well.
Yeah.
I think they go through 4-2 on aggregate. I just do not trust Dortmund's defense to contain Jonathan David on its own. I would not be surprised if he scores 2 to 3 goals over this two legs. I think Lille is the better team, and I just don't think Dortmund can fix their problems in this competition specifically. So 4-2 to Lille.
I'll just go right away. Lille 5-3. Jacob.
Dortmund 3-2.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to argue. I really don't have a read on this. But I do think the second leg being in France could, unlike Ricardo, I think that will play a factor.
Yep.
In this. I think that's a big deal. Moving on to the biggest match of this first match day. Oh God, why?
Oh, I thought you were referring to Feyenoord and Inter. No? Oh, okay. Yeah,
next match day. Why? Why UEFA? I always do this, Ricardo. They always do this. Those stupid draws. It always ends up.
Well, this
Give
draw.
Real Madrid the toughest path.
This is so Frank the Tank right now.
This is peak. This is peak UEFA treatment of Real Madrid, and they'll still find a way to win at the end. That's the funniest part. They'll still find a way.
That is all that matters. The win. Doesn't matter how you.
This is like Vince McMahon throwing opponents to Stone Cold Steve Austin and John Cena, making them go through the gauntlet for winning the championship. This is pisses me off. It pisses me off. But Ricardo, we're gonna win. I feel it.
You're more optimistic than I am, which is it's rare. A role reversal. Yeah. See, the thing is, I'm gonna go back to the Betis game because Valverde didn't play. Jude didn't play. Jude's not gonna play because he's suspended. Yeah. Valverde hopefully should play, but without one of the two box-to-box midfielders, this midfield is completely lost. There's no chemistry. Like you need an engine in that like those three players. You need one of them kind of running the show a bit and tracking back. And Madrid were so exposed against Betis. So if Valverde plays, which it seems like he is going to play, we have a chance in this first leg, especially because they're at home. That's going to be huge. So, I mean, other than that, the game's going to be close. Both legs will be close because Atleti, we haven't beaten them since. I mean, we've drawn the last 3 games. That's what I know. But I think the game before that was the last time Madrid won. So, yeah, this is going to be a dogfight. This is going to be stressful. Should I just say my prediction now?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to say, obviously, I have to back my team. Real Madrid 4-3 after extra time. I'm going to say, I'm just going to throw it out there. Vini's going to score in extra time in that second leg and win it.
I'm shocked you didn't say Endrick. Endrick seems to always. That's not
a bad one, actually.
I'm shocked you didn't say Endrick. I have a similar read. By the way, last time Real Madrid beat Atleti was January 10th of last year in that Mickey Mouse Saudi Super Cup.
Yes.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
I think it's going to penalties, Ricardo, unfortunately.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Unfortunately. I'll tell you, it's gonna be 3-3. It's gonna be gritty. Very gritty 3-3. Penalties, Real Madrid advances 5-4. It's gonna be a nail biter.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a nail biter. But I'll tell you who's gonna miss for Atleti.
Who?
Julian Alvarez.
No, it's not who I thought you were gonna say.
Nope.
No, I think he's gonna. He's the score.
Because he has the city stink.
All right, for that reason, fine. I back it.
So that's what we're doing. But you heard the biased supporters give their opinions. Let's go for the the neutral take on this. Christian, Jacob, whoever wants to hop in.
This is very 50-50 for me. And it's difficult for me because of Real Madrid's pedigree in this competition. So I definitely think there's a path where even if they're suffering through some of these 2 legs, that they find a way. I'm looking at the yellow card players at risk for the second leg in particular. If any of Camavinga, Rudiger, Tchouaméni, Modric, or Endrick get a yellow card in the first leg, they will be suspended for the second leg. So in particular, Rudiger being someone at risk is worrisome as a neutral trying to pick this. And I think the only two at risk are Correa and Jimenez at the back for Atletico Madrid. So I just think in these derbies that are, going to have a lot of animosity and a lot of frustration from both sides, physically, mentally, I feel like the yellow cards can get racked up very quickly. So on form, it's very even in my mind. Atletico Madrid has had some weird results in the league. Real Madrid is, as you guys have mentioned, have had something very similar. Atletico Madrid having the second leg at home and those yellow card risks for me, I'm going to give the sled edge to Atletico Madrid 5-4. But, I mean, I would not be surprised if I'm very wrong and Madrid continue to do the inevitable, which is constantly win this competition. But initially, I'm going to go with Atletico Madrid to go through 5-4.
Remember, it's not La Liga rest, by the way.
Yes.
They're already corrupt as is, but.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Conspiracy. Let's go, Carlo. I'm with you.
Yep.
Conspiracy.
We need that MLS ref who asked for Messi's jersey.
Oh God, no.
Anthony Taylor. Do we have referee assignments? Hold on. Jacob, you go while I figure this out.
Yeah, this is very tough because I really want Real to win, but I feel like this is not a good matchup for them. This is probably of the teams that I think they would not want to play. Barca and Atleti would be 1 and 2. My head says Atleti. My heart says Real. Darn it. 3-2 Real.
Oh, I thought you were going the other way.
Lone Wolf.
Hey.
Yeah, that means Christian.
I have parents who want to sleep as well.
Wow. Well, that's unfortunate. By the way, referee assignments have not been announced yet for tomorrow's matches. So it's gonna be a nice surprise.
Great.
Hopefully it's like a Polish ref.
It'll be a German ref. Just wait.
Yeah, it'll probably be like what's his name? Zweier. What is that?
I don't know. I'm so bad with the names.
I think Zweier is a German ref or Siebert or whatever. I know some. I watch some Bundesliga. All right. So, of course, Ricardo and I will have all of our attention focused on this match. I'll watch the highlights of the others. Don't worry. I will not be watching the Golasso whip around of Nico Cantor like Kate Scott tries to tell me to do. But sorry, Christian. We'll move on to the next match day. Jacob, this is your match.
Yeah.
This is what you were talking about.
Surely he's got Feyenoord going through.
Oh, surely. Surely.
I mean, duh.
Jacob.
No. Inter 2-0.
Wow. Yeah.
Not even a goal. Not even a sniff at the net.
They're not getting through the brick wall of Inter Milan.
Not even once. That's crazy.
I mean, it wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world.
Not even one.
They're playing Feyenoord. They're not playing Real. I mean, they're not playing Liverpool. Let's calm down. I
think you should calm down, but
whoa, fighting words.
But wait, isn't Van Persie their new manager?
Yeah, they've made another managerial change. Despite
he's not playing. So I'm sticking with Inter.
And that's why they're advancing.
If he was like coming out of retirement, then maybe I give him a goal. But you know,
You got to recreate the World Cup goal against Spain.
oh, that was amazing.
I'll go next. I initially had 2-0, but Jacob's comments have made me think there's a chance Feyenoord gets one.
Oh, well, no. You don't have to feel ashamed that you can go along with me.
There is reasoning to this. Inter, in all honesty, this season has not hit the same levels they did a season ago. And, I mean, if you guys are watching the title race in Serie A, for those who are watching, it's very up in the air right now if they're going to win it because Napoli is right on their tail. So,
Yep.
Yeah, that's because they have the best manager in the world.
Best manager is a little.
Did I not predict that they would be back?
According to Lakaka.
I told you all they'd be back before the season started, and you said, but you said they don't have any players, and I kept saying I don't care.
Yeah.
They have Antonio Conte and Lukaku. It doesn't matter.
We'll see if
you could have those two, and you could have a bunch of freaking Dejan Lovrens. I don't care.
Whoa! Stop going at Liverpool.
All right, fine. You could have a bunch of
Levi Cole.
Yeah, bingo. There are a bunch of Levi Colwells.
Done on that.
Now, Napoli also hasn't won a match in over a month.
And they're still in the title race.
Yeah,
true.
Anyways, 2-1 to Inter. I think it's going to be nervy because, again, I haven't really been that convinced by Inter. And Feyenoord will put up a fight. So I'll go 2-1, but Inter narrowly get through.
3-1 Inter. The great, as Jacob well put, the great wall of Inter Milan. The much better version of, or the much better setup than Atleti. So very gritty. 3-1. I love the grit. Except when it's Atleti. When it's Simeone terrorism ball.
I'm going to say 4-2. I'm going to say there's going to be a dumb pen that Inter concedes. So, and Arnautovic is going to miss. No, I'm kidding. No, sorry. No, we're not going there again. 4-2. 4-2 Inter.
Man, maybe the curse of Santi Jimenez will strike on Inter from afar, from AC Milan. But anyways, what match should we want to do next? I'll leave this up to you guys. Do we want to do Bayern Munich and Leverkusen, or do we want to do Barca Benfica?
Let's talk Bayern.
Let's talk Bayern. Okay.
They're getting rocked. See you later, Bayern.
That might be universal. I don't know.
I mean,
I might be on alignment here.
The two matches, Leverkusen has dominated against them.
Yeah.
I mean, they just didn't score in the draw they had recently. They should have scored at least twice. Bayern have looked, I mean, not great against them. So just based off those two games, I choose to believe. And then Leverkusen's also at home in the second leg. So for those reasons, I'm just going to say my prediction. I just think Leverkusen. Other thing, Xabi Alonso's not lost to them.
Yeah, glad you mentioned it because that's a huge talking point.
Yeah, so I'm going to say there's going to be a lot of goals. 5-4 Leverkusen.
I really favor Leverkusen here. Your point about Alonso not losing to them yet is outstanding because it's a pretty large sample size. It's not just like 2 or 3 games. It's been a little bit longer than that. I'm looking again at these yellow card things because it's so fascinating to me. Frimpong, Xhaka, Florian Wirtz, all in risk of a suspension. So this is
Xhaka is getting suspended. I mean, come on.
Good point.
That's a lock.
Oh man.
Yeah, there's a couple more for them. So I'm a little worried in terms of that department, but Bayern really were not great against Celtic.
No, exactly.
Very, very close to going to extra time in that second leg.
Yeah, Davey saved them.
Yeah. And Celtic were very close to causing a lot of chaos in this competition.
Yeah.
So Bayern, again, they have a very good lead in terms of that table in the league, but I haven't really been that convinced by their Champions League form. So
yeah,
I'm going to go 5-3 in favor of Leverkusen. I think we're getting a lot of goals here.
Nice.
Jacob.
Speaking of Alphonso Davies, I can't wait till he gets to play for our national team soon.
We get him and Alistair Johnson.
Jonathan David.
Celtic reference.
That's good.
Right. Anyway, I like Leverkusen 4-3. You mentioned Xabi Alonso, who somehow turned down the Liverpool and Bayern job, which is astonishing to me. But seems like it's sort of worked out for him, so you got to give him credit.
No, he's waiting for Real. That's why.
Fair enough.
Really is. Then Verts is joining him.
But I just, you mentioned that Alonso's had the upper hand on Bayern in the games he's managed against them, and I'll stick with that. And I've been way too critical of Vincent Kompany to back him now, so I got to keep digging my heels. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Bury him. I'm so happy Ricardo mentioned the goals. I think these next two matches we're going to talk about are going to be goal frenzies. Just goal galore. If you want offense, just watch Bayern and Leverkusen and Barca Benfica. I mean, it's going to be, both are going to be electric. I have Leverkusen advancing 7-4. I think it's going to be an absolute throttle. I mean, Leverkusen just dominated this whole season. Like, not just against Bayern Munich. I mean, just in general. What makes me think, this is the most confident pick I have today is Leverkusen advancing. I'm not saying the scores. I'm confident. Just Leverkusen advancing, I think, is the easiest pick, which might be shocking to people based on the quality of matchup, but that's just how damn good these guys are. I mean, man, every single time I watch, electric. The home environment, oh my God, Leverkusen, unreal atmosphere. I think it's going to be an absolute throttling. Bayern Munich struggled against Celtic, as we said. I don't think it's going to be that close at all. I think the way Bayern Munich's going to score, I think they're going to score some garbage time goals at the end. I don't think it's going to look close. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if at one point it's like 5-1 Leverkusen.
I like it.
That confident. My guy, Florian Wirtz. My guy, Xabi Alonso. My guy, Jeremy Frimpong. But all right. So I think we got enough of that. Do we have to talk about this? Barca Benfica. Tyler, if you're watching, I'm so sorry. My friend Tyler is the big Benfica supporter. I've referenced a few times. I went out with him the other night, and he was already giving his little eulogy for Benfica, talking about how awful they are as a club and how terribly managed they are. But we'll move on. They're in the round of 16, and they're playing Hansi Flick's side, who, as of late had some struggles. Barca's been shaky, especially defensively. So they could, they could be vulnerable. But I mean, it's Benfica. It's Benfica. They should beat them. They should advance. This is me trying to jinx them, by the way, if you can't tell. They should advance. But I guess before I give a score, I like I said before, goal frenzy. I think. If their last Champions League match during the group stage wasn't an indication, I think this will be a goal frenzy. What do you guys think?
Before I get into my prediction, stat that was discussed at work today, Barcelona has scored 124 goals this season. Next highest team in Europe is 105, and that being Real Madrid. 124 goals, 40 matches played.
This will be a goal frenzy for one team.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know. I mean,
Barcelona has defensive errors in them.
Yeah.
And I do not trust their goalkeeper.
We trust their keeper? I was going to say, yeah.
I don't really trust Benfica.
Is really worrisome. It would honestly be the reason why they don't win the Champions League in my mind. I think he's that much of a weak point. Szczesny's got a good record over the course of his career, but at this stage of his career, he is not what he once was. So, again, as I mentioned, the goals they've scored this season are real, and they have all kinds of threats from every single direction you can find. I have Barcelona going through 6-3. I think they are going to cause all kinds of issues for Benfica. I know they got Pavlidis, the striker, who has been very good this season in the Champions League, but I don't think they're going to have enough. Barcelona's one of the most dangerous teams you can find right now, form-wise, and they're going to show it over the two legs, 6-3.
I mean, I'm telling you, whenever I watch Barca as of late, I know they've been winning. I'm not just looking at the green on FootMob. They've had defensive lapses. Like the goals they've given up are major defensive lapses. Just miscommunication.
Yeah, example number one is that Atletico match in the Copa del Rey.
Yeah.
So that's why I think. I mean, I don't care who you are. I think you'll be able to score on this side.
Yep.
But I might as well just give my prediction now. If you thought 7-4 was crazy,
damn it. Okay, say it.
I give you 8-5 Barcelona.
No, I was
8-5. 8-5 Barcelona.
Here comes Ricardo's first change of.
Yeah, I'm changing. Nah, screw that.
Well, 8-5. This is gonna be a mess for both sides, really. I mean, all right, if you think Hansi Flick's gonna be happy about giving up 5 goals, Benfica, I mean, this is gonna be. I can't wait for these pressers.
Yeah, Benfica also put up a lot of goals against Monaco, so they have goals in them. But I'm gonna say 7-4. I'm gonna go to your score for the other game, and because you said 8-5 before I did, so I'm changing it to 7-4 to Barca.
5-2. Barca.
Wouldn't be shocked. I still wouldn't be shocked if they only gave up 2 goals. They could really just, man, if they have, man, I keep going back to the last time they played Benfica. That mess of a match.
Craziest game of the competition so far.
Yeah.
That can play in their minds. That's why I think something similar could happen, but I don't know.
Maybe the first leg, yeah, but
yeah. That's everyone. Christian, I don't think you gave your score.
6-3 to Barcelona.
6-3. Okay. Yeah. All right. Our last match. Christian, congrats on winning the Premier League.
Yeah, congratulations. It's
congratulations.
It's over. Like you have nothing to worry about. You might as well just kick your feet up and start calling yourself a champion.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And your celebration tour begins. Your celebration tour begins.
It's a lock.
It's a lock. All right, let's discuss this.
Your first parade stop is Paris Saint-Germain.
Oh boy!
And
you can just
pop
park
the champagne.
Yeah. Yeah. What is this? Sean Dyche's Burnley? Come on.
Yeah.
No. Negative. Yeah, I guess I'll quickly get into this. I'm pretty nervous. I'll say that. PSG is in current form. Again, we talked about Barcelona before. The PSG is scoring goals at a ridiculous rate lately. And again, they play in Liga.
Farmers
Take that
League.
with a grain of salt as you will, but the threats are there with Vara and Dembele, Barcola, Doué. I mean, they have a million different options like Barcelona. So Liverpool really got
still trying to settle in, but
yeah. But in particular, Dembele is in form. Maybe is in form as anyone right now. So I'm definitely aware of what PSG can cause. And Liverpool, again, for the most part this season, have not had many slip-ups, but, PSG are one that could cause one. So I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that they get through. I definitely would not be surprised if PSG, do enough and then are going to go to Anfield in the second leg and, Liverpool are going to be under a lot of pressure. I do think Liverpool get through at 3-2. I think this is going to be more cagey than, maybe some would expect. And I think, Salah and Van Dijk are going to be standouts. And Van Dijk in particular is going to have to deal with a lot. And luckily for him, he's got Konate, who I think has been one of the more underrated players for Liverpool this season. I think those two are going to be one of the talking points after this. And they're going to cause PSG's attack to only score 2 goals, which I think is a very low number over 2 legs. So Liverpool 3-2, and they narrowly get through. I think it's going to be very cagey in that second leg at Anfield.
I mean, here's the thing with Liverpool. How do I say this? I don't want to say they make things look easy, but they just have professional wins.
Mm-hmm.
And as talented as PSG might be, I mean, the end of the day, it feels like Liverpool never breaks a sweat, really. And they just have more experience, which I guess you could kind of use against PSG in that regard, the inexperience they have. I think it'll be somewhat close, but at the end of it all, I think Liverpool will win 5-2. I think it'll be like a 2-1. They win at PSG, and then 3 goals, easy 3-1 in the second leg. I don't know. I just, as good as PSG is, like I'm not discrediting them whatsoever. I just think Liverpool are that much better, and arguably the best team in Europe. So that's why I'm going 5-2.
4-2 Liverpool. I just think that Liverpool is in a different class compared to PSG, and PSG has been a very good team this year. There's no doubt about it. You guys mentioned how good Ousmane Dembele's been, Barcola, some of the other guys that they have. They obviously have a very good manager in Luis Enrique, but I just think Liverpool are just better. I just think they're a better team. I think they're ready for this. And I think they should be motivated considering they're out of the FA Cup. Yep. And I think if they should be motivated to try and win a trophy. I mean, they're going to win the Premier League, but I think they should be motivated to win more than 1 trophy because last year they could have won 4 and they won 1. And I think that should be motivated, especially Salah because this might be it. So I think they're going to use that motivation as a positive this year, where I think last year, when Klopp announced that he was leaving at the end of the year, I almost think it became a small distraction where they were still good, but they weren't as good after that happened, where they it just seemed like they lost their edge a bit. And I think with Slot, I mean, he somehow had a great team and he made them even greater, which is just astonishing to me that he made them this much better than they already were. They were never. I don't remember them ever being this good defensively under Klopp. I just don't.
This is the most controlled Liverpool team since I became a fan, and that
Like
was
they were great under Klopp,
and
but they could be
Klopp.
had a lot easier than they are now. I
very
mean,
different
like,
styles. Yeah.
you know. So, got to tip your cap, and yeah, I stay with it. 4-2 Liverpool on aggregate.
So Jacob stole my score. So that naturally means I'll just bump up PSG a goal and do 4-3 Liverpool. Here I'll defend it a little bit. I know Christensen Dembele is the most informed player on PSG's squad. I mean, this is the best he's ever played in his career, at least goal scoring by far in a way.
Definitely.
I mean, he's already at over, I think, 25 goals. I want to say.
There was a period maybe a month ago where he had 2 hat tricks in the span of like, I think it was like
3 games. Yeah.
It was unreal.
Insane. So by far, he really took Mbappe leaving personally. So I mean, but he's playing phenomenally. I gotta respect the way PSG's been playing. Just after being down in the dumps of Mbappe leaving and coming to Real Madrid, they've played respectably. So I'll give them the draw at home, but I think Liverpool will find a way to eke it out. I kind of like Christian saying this can be cagey, but I think there'll be a few more goals scored. But it'll be tight. It'll be tight throughout. No. I'll say this: neither team will have more than a 1-goal lead.
Interesting.
Throughout. I don't think it's going to extend that much. They'll be close. So I'll have Liverpool 4-3. They'll find a way to eke it out back in Anfield.
One thing before we go, just thinking about it, I think the midfield is going to be where this is won and lost. I think especially for PSG because they have 3 really good creative midfielders in João Neves, Fabian Ruiz, and Vitinha. But how they defend Szoboszlai, McAllister, and Gravenberg is going to be so massive in this because if they can shut down, especially what Szoboszlai has been doing lately as a creative number 10, I think there's a very good chance that they could upset Liverpool here. But if that midfield of Liverpool controls this and they're up tempo and they can transition quickly, get to Salah and Diaz, assuming Gakpo is the third one who's fit, I think Liverpool will win this. So I think the midfield to me is something especially as a fan of Liverpool is going to be really watching this to see how PSG handle Liverpool's midfield.
Yeah.
Hey, good stuff. All right, we'll keep an eye on all those scores. We'll update our ticker next time we come back, whenever that may be. Hopefully I'm on top. But most likely that won't be the case. So
1 and 2 are going to swap. That's what's going to happen.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, we'll make sure no one sees 1 and 2 right now. We don't want that to happen. Imagine if Jacob wins this. The amount of talking that'll come from his mouth.
Oh, the ego is going to be sky high.
God, please no.
On Oscars night. Ego. Oh my God. All right, man. Guys, this has been a fun episode.
Indeed.
Love making predictions with y'all as always. Do we have anything else? Do we need to mention anything else? I do have I do have one shout out. We are through 2 weeks of the MLS season. Shout out my guy Dean Smith. The work with Charlotte.
Oh,
it's great.
Yeah.
Dean Smith and Wilfred Zaha.
What a crew.
What a crew in MLS.
I don't know if you guys saw the reason why I'm shouting them out. After they beat Atlanta United, Wilfred Zaha was named man of the match, and they had him sit. They had him sit down on the throne they have at Bank of America Stadium with like a crowd in front of all these fans. And fans were asking for autographs like, "Ned, after this picture." He's like, "After the picture."
Dean Smith managed Villa, right?
Yeah, and Norwich, I believe, was the other team.
Or was it
Yeah.
No, you're
Leicester.
right.
Leicester. Yep. Villa, Norwich, Leicester.
I think he
Brentford.
was Villa pre-Gerrard. I think
when
that was
he almost destroyed the club.
Hey, now they got Unai Emery, and they're in the Champions League round of 16.
See, that's why Unai Emery is such a good manager, is because Steven Gerrard almost got them relegated.
He set the bar so low.
Yeah, Zaha, the presser afterwards goes, they're asking him, are you worried about coming out before 90 minutes? Like, you haven't had much time to practice because his significant other just gave birth last week. And so he hasn't had much time to practice as well. He's like, I told the gaffer I could go over 90. I could go over 90. I told the gaffer. The gaffer knows. So fun. I keep an eye on Charlotte. They'll be fun. MLS shout out. We'll have them. All right. That's enough. Enough MLS. Enough for this episode. Guys, have fun. Enjoy the matches. Ricardo and I will. Christian will. Jacob, I guess Jacob's the only one who will really have fun.
I'll try and watch.
Try and watch. There you go. Well, I guess he's gonna have fun. All right, guys, have a good week. See you around.